Not mentioned in my CES roundup because it was CDMA only, i.e. only relevant to the USA, but still noteworthy for one big reason. It's the Motorola Droid Razr Max. Although only 9mm thick, it packs in an astonishing 3300 mAh battery. This is what we've needed for the last few years, everyone. Motorola has put in such a beast because it's an LTE phone and that tech drains power like it's going out of fashion, but I can't help but want a GSM World version. Imagine how long we could run Android with 3.5G data on this thing. No running out of power before the end of the day, something which many Android phones currently struggle with. Other salient specs include a dual-core processor, Android 2.3.5 and an AMOLED screen. Also powerful, yet at an affordable price, will be the Samsung Galaxy S Advance. Think of it as the smaller brother of the best-selling SGS2. The display is now 4 inches and curved, Nexus S style, and the cam's downgraded to 5 megapixels, but otherwise it's an SGS2 that shrunk slightly in the wash. Way back in the early 1990s, Jeff Hawkins, the guy behind the Palm Pilot Organizer, was thinking about what people actually needed in terms of handheld electronics, at least in terms of form factor. He ended up shaping lumps of balsa wood until he got the perfect size and shape for his top shirt pocket. That's where the Palm Pilot size came from. Years later, we know all too well what happens to expensive electronics placed in shirt top pockets. You bend down to pick something up and your phone's on the floor, in pieces, or in the toilet. But the basic form factor trial principle is very much needed with this, the Galaxy Note from Samsung. It's either the world's largest smartphone or the world's most compact tablet. Most users come down on the former opinion, but let me just say this. The Note is the most powerful and exciting handheld device I've ever used. It really is a computer that you can keep in your pocket. As to which pocket, make yourself up a slab of something, cardboard or balsa wood, or even just buy a case for the Note from eBay, which is exactly the right size, roughly 147mm by 83 tall by 10mm thick, and then experiment with where you might keep it. Ladies will have no issues because they can put the Note in their handbag, but guys have more of an issue. It's arguably too uncomfortable, unsightly, or at risk in a trouser pocket. It's too large for shirt pockets. It's too big for housing on a belt. But if you wear a suit and you're in clover, the Note is perfect for slipping inside a jacket inside pocket. So, get past the physical and work out how you're going to carry it and you're all set. The Note takes the top-rated specification and functions of the hugely popular Galaxy S2 and basically amps them all up even further. Yes, the screen's 5.3 inches, but the pixels haven't been stretched. There are simply more of them. At 1280 by 800, i.e. even higher resolution than the Galaxy Nexus's 720p resolution from Phone Show 160. It's pentile in plain Super AMOLED, unlike the Plus version of the Galaxy S2, but the colours still look utterly gorgeous to my eyes. There are extra gadgets too, a barometer as on the Galaxy Nexus, and this rather innovative inductive smart pen, or S Pen for short. There's a button on its shaft to modify its electrical characteristics, and this can be detected by the capacitive touchscreen and software. Use it for scribbling notes using the S-Memo software and widgets provided. Use it for annotating screenshots. Yes, that function's built in here too. Use it for navigating the interface generally. Although it's tempting to dismiss the S Pen as a gimmick, it does kind of fit in with the most compact tablet idea, and I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. With a huge planned form factor comes room for other things besides the S Pen. There's the biggest battery I've ever seen in a, quote, phone, 2500 mAh, 2500, which got me through the day however hard I hammered the Note. Charge this every night and you can basically do what you want, even at full brightness, and you still won't run out of power. With careful use and on auto brightness, you can get 2 days out of the Note quite easily. Like the Galaxy S2, there's a large internal mass memory here, 16 gigabytes, plus micro SD expansion, so there's no running out of room worries like I have with the Galaxy Nexus. And both disks show up natively on my desktop computer. Mind you, the Galaxy Note can almost be your main computer if your typing needs are modest. The browser's good enough and the resolution high enough that you can work on the web. Plus, there's a full editing version of Polaris Office for local document work. Plus supporting utilities, including a full file manager. Again, all very computerish, great for tech-savvy professionals. As with the Galaxy Nexus, the high-res screen is superb for watching multimedia, either HD through YouTube or here, playing back local HD video content. I started out just testing playback, I ended up watching a 1-hour music concert, so much was I enjoying the experience here on the Note. I had the audio through the supplied in-ear headphones, mind you, but the built-in speaker is light years ahead of that in the Galaxy Nexus. Okay, it's still only ordinary by iPhone 4S and N8 standards, but it's loud enough for sat-nav instructions and speakerphone use, so no complaints there. The Note's also great for games, which also reward having larger screen real estate, as shown here in Pool Break Pro. As you might expect, Samsung has used the same excellent 8-megapixel camera here as on the SGS2, which means it's second only to the Nokia N8 and level with the iPhone 4S. Great pics all round, as long as there's enough light. I did miss the absence of a physical shutter key though. I'm just too used to my Nokias. The camera software has more options than I had time to try out, plus this fairly nifty photo editor working especially well because of the huge screen enabling you to see what you're doing. And this is continuous autofocus test footage on the Samsung Galaxy Note. I hope that's coming out. Very, very good audio quality too as well. 720p or 1080p. The same good camera hardware as on the Samsung Galaxy S2. The camera may not be the Note's primary function, but the video capture certainly will not disappoint. The Note runs the latest version of Android Gingerbread. I'm sure a Samsungized version of ice cream sandwich is being worked on, but there's really no hurry. TouchWiz works very well here, given the already different screen size, the already different resolution, the already different software loader, and the already different use case. I really didn't feel the need and the same longing for pure Android as I've done in the past on smaller screen devices, more traditional phones. When going high-res, it's very easy for a manufacturer to mess up the choice of fonts. But Samsung has done a great job here with nearly all applications coming up in gorgeously sized fonts that even my 50-year-old eyes had no issues with. I'd even go so far as to say that my aging parents would love some of these screens. Look at the size of the digits here in the dialer. That would be rather a crying waste of technology, since they'd only be using 0.1% of the Note's functions. Form factor caveats aside, there are very few negatives here on the Galaxy Note. I didn't like Samsung's attempt at an extra app store. Just getting this running involves diving into the Note settings to uncheck a primary security feature, along with this scary warning notice. Samsung, look, just drop the extra store or put the core app in the firmware and have done with it, please. As with the SGS2, which I dropped on day one, you may remember, this is still a very expensive, very thin slice of high tech, and it's eminently droppable. The very first thing I did was put on this protective plastic case, and I'd advise potential buyers to do the same. Can I recommend the Galaxy Note? Very much so. It's a stunning example of 2012 technology and quite literally, in your pocket, most of the communications and computing power you will ever need. But no NFC antenna. Which brings us back to the main questions. Is it a phone? Yes. Is it a tablet? Yes. Is it every tech fan's fondest imagining? Yes. Is it too expensive at £500? Well, not really. It's only a few quid more than the Galaxy Nexus, and outguns the latter at every single turn. Should you sell your old smartphone and buy one? It depends. How are you dressed? Where are you going to put it? Solve that and you're off to the races with this, the Galaxy Note.